Shout it out. L. Scott. We racing now. Let's go. Yeah. Turn your volume up. L. Scott. We racing now. Let's go. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. L. Scott got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang, hear the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. New week, new heat, new heat, new heat. I'm tuned in. Front seat, front seat. From the bell to the backseat beef. He break it all down, make a car feel deep. Storylines twist, I can't miss that talk. Champ runs, upsets, every heel turn shock. From legends in the ring to the kids on the block. We all tuned in when it's L. Scott, yeah. Long drives, late nights, keep me wired. Laughs, hot takes, got the group chat fired. I feel backstage while I walk my route, like I'm right there live when the lights go out. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. L. Scott got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang, get the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling. Shout it out. From the indie halls to the big show flames. He calling out names, breaking big time games. Title on the line, who's really that great? He talk move by move, plus the move backstage. You could be a day one or a
Scott Free is going live. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When that theme hit, I know I'm locked in. Phone down, brain on, let the show
Scott Free is going live. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
L. Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route.
People, welcome. Sorry for all that music and background noises. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Welcome back to Race to Wrestling podcast. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Please forgive me. Let me hit this button. See, I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to do. I gotta make sure I take care of everything. Welcome, people, back. Doing 12 things at one time, so give me 1 second. We're gonna get into this thing. Something, people, we're gonna have to cover a couple things. This is get people. Come on, hit the like button. Come on in. Hit the button. Share the light. Come on in. All right, boom, right there. We are bing-a-ling-goon. I'll wait to see that after we are done. Boom, put that down right there. Boom, right there. Let me get some graphics on the screen so you guys can see some things. Let's make sure things can be seen. Boop. Let me see, bing, right there. All right, people, you see it on the screen. Did Roman Reigns say the quiet parts out loud last night? Now, I know that this was planned. I know that it was scripted. But what I would say is that this was just like the Kevin Hart, Cat Williams roast thing. Cat Williams, in my opinion, said exactly what he was thinking of Kevin Hart, and I think Roman Reigns said exactly what we were all thinking about Seth Rollins. At least he said what I be thinking. How many times have I told you guys, myself, I said, Seth Rollins is injury prone. Seth Rollins he has favoritism. Seth Rollins, when he gets stale, they give him a new persona. When that doesn't work, they give him a new persona. When that don't work, they'll give him Paul Heyman. I say this all the time. So let's just say Roman said it. He said it out loud. He said it, and I actually enjoyed it. Now, did they give him he had to take the face plant on the first night? That's fine. That's wrestling. I had no issues with that. All I was happy was for, let me say this real too, people. For the people, why you come on and hit the like button, people, share the live. Come on in. Let me say this too. You know one thing that I have to say, people always go back and forth about whether this person can act, can that person cut a good promo. And then we all be going back and forth, oh, he's cool, he's not cool. And then you realize some people are just average. And then some people are amazing. When I tell you, at times, not always, Roman misses too at times. But when Roman hits it, he hits. People talk about Punk. And I get it. Punk has always came off very natural on the microphone. Now, him and Bray Wyatt are two people that sometimes they were going rants. I ain't know what the heck they were talking about. But it worked. But it's just something about what Roman was saying those things about Seth Rollins. He had to eat that, buddy. And I'm gonna tell you, nothing true words had been said in my opinion, and I loved every minute of it. So thank you, Roman, for that. Thank you for now. I'm gonna come back to that subject. I am, but I want to do a Raw recap and then save more Roman versus Seth conversation later down the road. I may sprinkle it in here and there. I don't know where this is gonna go. It's gonna go somewhere. I will say this. Let's go ahead and let's say this. I can't put any graphics on the screen because TikTok is frowns upon that. But one thing I want to do right now, I want to go ahead and I want to give a round of applause for one and only Von Evans. Because that young man last night put on one hell of a damn show. If you ask me, I thought it was amazing. I thought to myself, if only this place was not such an environment of nepotism and disrespect of basically black wrestling. Javon last night had a moment to make WWE Raw history, which they haven't done in a month of Sundays. Remember, there was a time that you had classic things happen on a Raw. And last night was one of those opportunities, in my opinion. Now, I knew it because I've been saying week in, week out, that Chad Gables was ready to be the Intercontinental Champion of division. Same thing with Ethan Page. If Chad Gables wasn't coming, it was going to be Ethan Page. But obviously they don't hitch their wagon to Chad Gables, so that's where we're going. I knew before the match even started, that's where it was going to end, and we all saw it. But what I'm telling you is, Javon running that gauntlet, and when he got to Rusev, I am telling you, if y'all had let him get over that, Rusev had locked it in. When I tell you, and I always said this, and go back and watch the tape. I've said it before. I said Rusev and Javon was a good stepping stone for Javon, especially if one of them had a title at the time. Rusev had the title at the time, because of the power versus the flipping. It's a good damn thing, and it worked. It had the moment. It had it. It was all set there for it. I found myself sitting on the couch saying, "Come on, Javon, come on!" All that. And I'm not gonna lie, the fact that he tapped out, it wasn't a bad moment. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is they had a chance in that moment to do something special, and they chose not to do it. And I don't know why. I don't know why they, well, I do know why, but you know, it was one of those moments. Hit the like button, share a lot of people. Come on in. Appreciate you people for coming on in. Let's get this thing popping. Again, let me put this back on the screen. There you go. Beep. There you go. Like you say, that's going to be the main topic of the show. We're going to do a Raw breakdown. So, first thing, before I get there, I've been saying for weeks too, let me tell you I told you so moments, because people say I ain't Nostradamus. I am Nostradamus of wrestling. I said Paul Heyman did not want to be with Division at all, let alone with all them dudes getting injured. And if you anything like me last night, I think they have pretty much removed him from the crew. I don't think he's going to roll with them much longer. When I saw Maxine come, I said, yep, Paul Heyman's out of there. And it looks like that's what's happening. It looks like he's ready to hitch his wagon to Brock Lesnar. I'm being honest with you. If y'all want to shock the world at SummerSlam, I'm going to tell you what he should do. Let Paul Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar and become the new advocate for Obafemi. Boom. Book it, Dano. One, Dr. Steele. Yeah, of course wrestling is fake. What are you talking about? You knew wrestling was fake when you came in here. You knew that. We all knew that. So are movies. Hell, at this point, so is football and the NBA. It's all fake. You see what I'm saying, Mr. Entertainment? I think they should. I think they should. Hey, I don't care about Cody versus Gunther versus Sammy versus Punk. I don't. And I see it's coming, and I don't care to see nothing for it. I think what they pretty much done did is dead. I said this last week. They have backed themselves into a corner with this, what they've done. And what they've done is because Roman said it last night. Okay, so what did Roman? He said what I said. Oh my God, I just realized it. If you go back, I damn near said that what Roman said last week. I said, so what happened? So good. Seth wins the belt. So what? He gonna drop it in a few weeks because he injured. I said that. Because I'm Nostradamus. And the reason why I know this is because, look, sometimes there's true stars in wrestling. And then there are other times where you just have people who are I'm not saying that Seth Rollins is can't wrestle. Because I thought him and Gunther had one of the best matches at WrestleMania. So again, this is not me with hate. But I am saying Seth Rollins, to me, isn't on Roman's level, and I agree. I don't think he can get there. Now, I know there's a bunch of people out there that says, get out of here, dude. Seth's that dude. No, to you. Hell, there's some people who love Sami Zayn, but the consensus says he's not that dude. You said, I don't think Dean's coming back to WWE. Dean, I don't think he's going to come back to WWE. I keep hearing rumors of Ambrose who's going to pop back up. I don't think he's going to do that. I wouldn't. Because for one, all you're going to do is be third wheel, third fiddle. That's all they making you. And I don't want to see that. What do you say here? You said Roman's not best in the world. Who's best in the world to you? Who said that? Matthew, who said who's best in the world to you? What do you say, Ransom? Do you think WWE basically says... well, WWE is pretty much did it. WWE has pretty much said, we don't care nothing about nobody other than who we like. We like Seth Rollins. We're going to push Gunther when we feel like it. Cody going to do what he wants to do at all times, and CM Punk. Everybody else, it don't really matter. Let me move on, man. Let me, I got so much to say. I don't want to get hung up on this. Let me keep going. I'm sitting in the chat room. Let me keep going. Let me say this. Something else that bothers me. This bothers my core. You know what bothers me? Why is it that and I hate to bring this up every week, but why is it that when the Street Profits were champs or trying to become champs, week in, week out, they let them run into the ring, Montez flip over the turnbuckle. Dawkins does the Dawkinator. I don't know what his move is called. And then they get out of the ring and it's over. And then we don't get no promo. So in all of them weeks, we got one promo, and then they still stuck the Hendrick dude in there with them. And that bothered me. And I'm going to tell you why that bothered me. Because last night said something to me that bothered my spirit and my soul. When I saw, with love, that oblong shape, with love, was Otis and the little dude, I don't know his name. When they get in the ring and they get mic time on a primetime Monday Night Raw, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. To me. Hold on one second. Where is it? I'm trying to find your comment. Hold on, man. Oh no, I'll answer you about Roman in a minute. You made me look for that for now. But look, so let me say this. I'm gonna come back to it. You let Otis and the little dude get stage shot. This is what I'm saying. Look, I'm going to tell you just like this. Division's never going to work. Not in this the way it's currently concocted. The reason why I say that is because of this. Braun Breaker doesn't want to be there either. I'm Nostradamus. Remember this. The Negro Nostradamus of wrestling. Told you, he doesn't want to be there. So I suspect that Braun Breaker is going to be out very soon. The only thing that I think is holding them together at this point is the fact that Wesley Arm is going to be a noodle for a while. But I can promise you this. I think that if he heals and when he heals, especially if it happens faster, sooner rather than later, they're going to say, Braun's going to say, let him jump me. Run me out of this thing. I don't want to be here anymore. He doesn't want to be. I could tell last night when they walking in, when they're entering, he doesn't fit. That man doesn't need to be in that group. He's not part of that group. He needs to be out of that. And then last night was just very, very evident to me when I was watching that. And I was very upset when I was watching Otis and them in the ring because I was thinking to myself, I get it, the Maxine thing, that's supposed to connect. Do that backstage somewhere. Do that in a 30-second clip on the way out. But you don't let Montez them never get no mic time. Side note, before I move on, because I'm going to move on to the next match, because I want to talk about the whole three-man at WrestleMania. So Solo, LA Knight, oh yeah, Paul and Break Ass both out of there. I know Paul going. I just said that a few minutes ago. Paul's definitely out of there. I knew it was coming. I'm Nostradamus. So that whole three-man between the Usos, we're gonna call them the Fatus. So the Usos, you got Jimmy J, then Jacob, versus LA Knight, Solo, and Royce. Now, can I say something before we get into this match? I want to say something that bothers my spirit again, people. And if you with me, definitely hit the like button, hit the follow button if you ain't done that. But I'm gonna say something that bothers my spirit. I come out here every week and I defend Jimmy Uso. I say y'all done turned Jimmy Uso into a jobber at the highest clip. All he do is come in there and job out. He comes to the ring to help you, he get kicked in the face, he gonna end up on his back. He comes to the ring to help you, he goes out again. I said this over and over and over again. I've said this. So explain to me, Jimmy can't win a singles match to save his life, but he can beat Royce Keys? I wonder why. So that basically, they told you this is when you want to measure where they think of a wrestler in the hierarchy of things. I want you to understand, they just said to me, they told me, a person who has rational thinking, I can critically think. When you tell me Jimmy can't beat nobody, but now Jimmy can beat this dude, you let him beat him with a spear? Jimmy ain't never won a match with a spear. So you do it to Royce? So now you have just told me, and I hope Royce knows, they just told you what they think of you. We're gonna let the dude that can't beat nobody in a singles match beat you. I thought that was the most disrespectful. Honestly, I don't know how people are not just appalled at certain things that we see in this world today. I'm appalled. What you got there, here? You say you think Mark's, nah. I can't even see what your message is down that bet, but I can't even say it. I'm on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm on YouTube down there. I gotta bring that thing up so I can see you guys better. You say you think Royce what? You know what? See, yes, it's always gonna be a wrong time for the black guy. And I'm gonna look, somebody said in my comment section the other day was mad at me talking about Montez and them again. And it's always gonna be a wrong time for the black guy. I said it earlier. If you wasn't here, just think about it this way. I just said a little while ago when I was talking about Javon. Javon put on an amazing show. If Javon had went on to, out of the blue, out of nowhere, win that gauntlet and become the #1 contender, do you know after what him and, especially that spot when him and Rusev was at, and that spot with Dragon Lee when he dove like crazy, when you tell him he did all this in one night, it was here for him. It was, I promise you, if I was in the bullpen, we're going to do a pivot. Javon's winning. We're going to change this up. I know, let him know. We're going in a different direction. This boy has heat tonight. Remember, y'all have been watching the same way I have been watching Raw. Raw in the States especially have been some of the most uneventful crowds that you're going to see. But they were into it. They were rocking when it came to him. And I said to my mom, this is that time. You want to catch lightning in the bottle in the ring? That was the moment right there. Now, he could have went off and lost to Penta. I don't have a problem at this point, only because I think he needs more meat in his chest. But that energy he had last night, y'all don't sit there and micromanage everything for nothing else. That's the moment. No doubt Javon was the best wrestler. I mean, it was amazing to see what he was putting on. And bravo for Rusev, because they played that role last night. Both of them played it. And it just, to me, I get so disturbed, and then to turn around the same night, that's the same thing you let Royce lose. Well, Royce lost last week, but you get what I'm saying. It's bothering me that Jimmy can be that, and I'm a Uso fan, so this is not me hating on the Usos. I like the Usos. I'm a Uso. I'm with Jay. I always tell people, if you hear Cocaine Jay, that's my boy. Him and Jada. Side note, I got ADHD today. I got to get it all in because I ain't got much time. Side note, let me go ahead and I'm gonna come back. Miss Parker, I'm on a campaign for Miss Jada Parker. I am campaigning, why is it that woman on the main roster? That woman has had some 4-star matches. She's had some great matches. That woman should be on the roster. Her and Jay in real life set the internet on fire. Just imagine if they get together. I say it every week, bring that girl up. And I'm mad because y'all got her down there battling Natalie. Because God, they can't even talk. Battling Natalie. What'd you say that? There you go. I'm Miss Parker. I'm a Miss Parker fan. Miss Parker, I'm a Miss Parker fan. Anyway, let me get back to the show. All right, so again, in the match, I knew that Chad Gables was gonna win. No problem. I had no issues with him. He did fine. It's okay. Chad Gables is gonna get a spot. To me, I'm tired, people. I'm joking a lot around. I play a lot around with it, but I'm tired. I think we're all tired of having to make not only hearing people make excuses, you're having to make excuses for yourself in your mind about these people. Because I think about all the times. I think about every time that I see that Javon missed the spot. Melo, #1 draft pick, he missed the spot. And you just see it over and over and over and over again. You think to yourself, I'm just tired. I want to see better for these guys at this point. And I know it's not going to get any better. I know what they're going to get. They're going to get an excuse at the end why it didn't plan out. Because, again, Javon last night lit the show on fire, and the reward is not going to pay off for anything. Now, people are going to argue with me, and they don't understand how the world works. Javon, of course, is going, if barring injury, will win a title. Yes, we know it's going to happen. But that is not where the baked-in race to wrestling comes into play. We've had many of black guys hold titles. That's not what the race to wrestling portion of it comes. What that comes in at is that what legacy do they build? What foundation do they have to build on? What 9-time champion do you see this like this? What memorable feud do we talk about 15, 20 years later? Or do we get, Ron Simmons, like I had a dude in my comment yesterday. I said that black wrestlers need more mic time last week. I posted a clip about it the other day, and this guy went off in the comment section. He's off. He's angry. And I said, I don't like the fact that they only want to give mic time to black people when they acting like buffoons. And he brought up the fact of, the Bloodline gives mic time, and so does R-Truth. And I'm like, okay, first of all, the Bloodline's not black. That's one. And then two, I also understand that they give it to R-Truth, but R-Truth, I don't believe really wants to be R-Truth. You saw that one spark that he got with John Cena, cut his hair, he was ready to go be the real Ron Simmons again. I mean, not Ron Simmons. R-Truth again. He was going to go out there and do it. He wanted to be it. And Triple H was like, nah, you're fired. You want to come back? Come back and be R-Truth again. Make us laugh. And to me, and then the guy tried to defend it. Oh, his coworkers love him, and his coworkers thinks he's a great guy. I don't care. I don't want the image of black people always got to be somewhere dancing. The Street Profits, oh my God, you brought him up again. Oh my God. Somebody tried to defend it in my comment section the other week saying to me, oh, Bianca must just went into labor, that's why they dropped it. I was like, so they didn't know 2 weeks before that she was ready to drop the baby? Maybe they could have waited on the run until after she dropped it, if that was the case? No, that sounds like an excuse. They wanted, the vision was falling apart, and they wanted to put the titles back on. Because without titles, they don't need to be on the air. If you do realize the division is boring, no one cares. And since no one cares, they have to put the titles on them so they can force you to care. Then they gave my man another one. It ain't just Triple H. I mean, it ain't just Seth Rollins. What's his name? What's my man name that just got the little girlfriend individual? What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. You know what I'm talking about. But that dude. Now, they keep giving it, okay, change your personality again. Oh, change your personality another time. Oh, keep changing your personality. And they keep changing your personality. Theory, Austin Theory. Thank you very much, there. But they're gonna keep doing that over and over again until you like them. They're gonna force you to, what do they say? Like Novocaine. You're gonna keep getting it until you like it. And that's what they do. So I'm just done with it myself. I'm tired of it. Anyways, I digress. Let me move on. So far as a 3-man match, I wanted to bring up that. I wanted to say in that 3-man match, I wanted to say, okay, I too was not an LA Knight fan, but at this point, I would rather see LA Knight go for the big dog title than Cody or Punk. Since Punk has it right now, I'd have just put LA Knight against Punk. Because it's his time now. That man has, when he can throw up, he can tell you to say his phrase, and no matter what you go, you're going to get it, a lights pop. LA Knight, yeah, you're going to get it. Whether I like him or not. So I say go ahead and get that man a spot and give him this belt. Go and give him a title shot. Because this whole Cody versus Punk, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Sammy. And then two, so here it is. 3 people we know Triple H obviously is highly fond of. And it has to be Sami Zayn. LA Knight, not LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and Austin Theory. These are 3 people that he's going to keep flexing on us over and over and over again, whether we like them or not. And he's going to keep letting them change their personality until they become the stars that they're trying to force down our throat, i.e. John Cena. Hit the like button. Share the live, people. I appreciate you. I ain't going to hold you much longer. I'm a little frustrated with the show this week. I don't know if you are. Now, let's just move on. The Oba thing. I said it. Oba's going to probably win, if they're smart, is going to win the Hell in the Cell, right? I love the verbal exchange. I love the words used by Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman's starting to put some gasoline on the fire, which needed it, because I was starting to get a little stale with Oba versus Brock myself. But I like to put the gasoline on the fire that he did. So if I'm putting that gasoline on the fire, I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. But I will tell you this. After let me say this fucking other thing. You see how they had to address us, right? In the Oba's response to Brock, they had to address the people about how it was unsmart to have him win the King of the Ring and then go out, then give up his title opportunity. So they addressed it in this speech, but that was us. That was all the fans. They had to force that because it didn't make any sense, and that's Triple H trying to cover his race to wrestling thoughts and opinions properly. I'm gonna start saying that for one word. He did call me big dummy. I thought, hey, he put some fire. He put some little grease on that Vaseline. I'm gonna say grease on that Vaseline. Good God, I can't say it. He put a little gasoline on that fire. So, like I said, at this point, let's see what happens. But after that, Oba has to start doing something of relevancy after this Brock Lesnar thing. They have stretched it out far too long. We need to go and do it. Because it's been like a Oba versus Brock, and Brock ain't been there but like 3 times. So imagine this. Let's say this, guys. Remember, we supposed to be in love with Oba, but we've seen Brock Lesnar like 3 times since WrestleMania. And this is the guy he's feuding with. It is very hard to pull off that feud in real time for me if he's not there, but every blue moon. And I think it diminishes Oba. I do. I think it takes away from Oba's his hotness, his hot fireness. He's not hot fire no more. You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, you should. Yeah, you do. But anyway, what'd you say? Look. Like I said, my whole thing is like this. I just think right after this match, he needs to enter into a feud with somebody, with some title implications on the line, solely because at this point, if you don't do that, you're going to have to come up with a really big... Like, only other thing that can stop him from having to go straight into a title picture, right after Lesnar, they need to bring somebody at him like a Braun Breaker, right at him, right there, and let Braun hit him with one of them super dupes. He had my boy last night with that speed spear, didn't he? Whoa, that thing was fire. But Braun needs to go do something like that. I'll take that. Maybe I'll get with Gunther. I can do Gunther too. I can see Gunther let Gunther win the title. Take it off Punk. Take it off of Cody. Take it off Sammy. Put it on Gunther, and then let go says, "I have smashed Lesnar. Now I want you." That's a perfect one. Please, for the love of God, let Roman beat Seth. I don't want Seth to win. What about you guys? Who y'all pulling for? You pulling for Seth or Roman to win, or do you just don't care? Because for me, I'm going with Roman. I'm not a Seth fan at all. And I also think, too, with the Bloodline storyline, I think there's still some meat on the bone. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Ew, Darren, get out of here. Ew, I should block you. I'm joking. I'm just joking. Who'd you say? You don't either. Me either. I ain't either. There you go. Skylar, I'm with you. See, I love you. There you go. Romans, we're going. All the reason why I say that is because I'm not a huge fan. It's not even just Seth. I'm tired of the same old. I want somebody. Look, I have been watching wrestling for a long, long time. And since I've been watching it for so long, I miss the days of getting excited for something, you know? I mean, hated to love it, Hogan with NWO, man. That was something to see, man. I'm going to take y'all down memory lane real quick, and then I'm going to finish up. One of my oldest, I got 2 sisters. One of my older sisters and I, one of our pastimes together is wrestling. And one of my most fondest wrestling eras and times was equated to her. Me and her would get together right around. We was doing the WCW, WWE, or WWF awards at the time. So flipping back and forth, hoping to see Sting come from the rafters. Sting Stone Cold he's ascending to the top. This was like an amazing time in wrestling. There were so many memorable matches. There were so many memorable rivalries. It was just something I always see. I always say, if you go back and damn near look at the roster during the Attitude Era, it was a Hall of Fame roster at one time. And we struggle now to have relevancy at any level. And it's just hard to watch now when it comes to that. And then to know that, we are hand-picking, like literally, like at least Vince, let's give Vince his props. At least for many, many years. Raises its wrestling as it was, race to wrestling, as it is. I think that at least back then, and I'm not saying I'm campaigning for Vince to come back. I could kill that. That's their business. I don't run that. They ain't trying to get in rich folks' business. Ain't nothing I can do. They all raises me. Anyway, I raised the wrestling to me. But at least with Vince, when he handpicked somebody, he had a couple of misses, but he had a bunch of misses. I mean, a couple of misses, but he had a couple of hits. He had a lot of hits. It's like now, like I'm be honest with you. And like I said, I don't knock Chad. Chad Gable's in a hell of a shape. He's a hell of a wrestler, but that head is abnormally large. And with love, I love that size of that man head. I love TikTok shop. And knowing that it's just hard to get behind him as being like a Kurt Angle. And then Kurt was full of personality. I don't get this with Chad Gable. And I get he's a good wrestler. But like, to me, like, when we remember people from 10, 20, 15, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I think people had personality. Like, I get examples. You know who wasn't a great wrestler? Scotty Too Highly. We still remember him. He was entertaining. Brian Christopher, he used to do the Roger Rabbit. Brian Christopher was entertaining. Was he a hell of a wrestler? No. Buff Bagwell, when he would come out and do the thing before he got injured. Poor thing, I just found out what happened to him. I didn't even know he had got injured really bad. Couldn't wrestle no more. Who you say? Trick? No, Darren. I mean, who said that? No, Trick is not gonna be the next Rock. And I love Trick. I talk highly of Trick all the time. But Trick, no. Trick, the only way Trick gonna become the next Rock is Trick. I take that back. Let me say this. He could become the next Rock, but I don't think I ain't gonna say next Rock. But he could have a persona that's new, fresh, and different that no one else has done to another level. But he's gonna need something. He's gonna need to grow into his own a little bit more. Like, he has to really believe the arrogance-ness that is Trick Williams, Lemon Pepper Stepper Williams. Excuse me, don't disrespect that man's name. Why do you say that? I can't. Okay, don't be mad at me, okay? I can't read. But it's just, to me, that's how I look at it. But anyways, I digress. Let me move on. All right, so even though Maxine last night, she looked good from the waist up, for real. Damn, she did. She looked, she was dope as ever last night. But outside of that, Raw didn't have nothing for me. No meat on the bones for me. What, did I miss anything? Did anybody want to say? How y'all feel that Damien Priest went from the WWE champion the heavyweight champion all the way down to AAA? He upset. He don't like the world he in right now. But anyway, like I said, ain't much beat on WWE ain't that. But this week we're gonna get into AEW. I told my daughter I'm gonna get into that. What's that Wednesday night show? I forgot the name of it. She said that's the one to start with. I know of a few people on there, so I'm gonna definitely dive into it. Hopefully it's gonna be entertaining. I'm looking forward to it. Cause this WWE, I think, unless they get an infusion at this point, I may be done myself. Like you say, you check in. I find myself now catching highlights more than trying to watch the whole show at some point sometimes. I caught the whole day yesterday. Yeah, they always had nothing to do with those guys. What ended up happening with the black guys is that and I always say this, I say this every week, they put them in position not to do well. Again, when you put all of your black guys down on SmackDown, you already know first and foremost they don't want to see them succeed because they're not involved in any of the relevancies that they promote. See, people say SmackDown's a primetime show. Yes, but they don't promote that show. Raw is a thing, and you can feel the energy even in the show itself. The networks that they get their show put on, that should tell you viewership is higher on Raw. And when you always see that they just send that down and that become Black Central, I already tell you the fix is in. And then when you get down there, they give them storylines that don't work, storylines that don't have anything you can build off of, nothing that's interesting to see. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, and you're right about that, Darren. There's nobody. Forget even just race. They don't care anything about the middle divisions, the U.S. title division, Intercontinental title division. You know, I know they don't care nothing about the Intercontinental belt, and I may be in the minority, but I'm sorry, that belt ugly. I love the U.S. title. That's nice. But that Intercontinental belt, but they've always missed with the Intercontinental. Well, I ain't gonna say always. They had a few of them. But that one they got now, I don't know which one I dislike this one. This one or the Attitude Era more. I didn't like that one either. To be honest with you, the European belt look better than the Continental belt to me. It does. It just they need to upgrade that thing. It always look like a girl belt. You know, the Intercontinental belt look like a woman's fashion belt from like 2005. That's what it looked like. Oh, no. You know they're not going to let him the face of the company. None of them going to be. But like I said, Javon has a look in his eye that look like he could be special, look like he could be a bad guy, he could be all those things, but they're never going to try to experience it. They're not going to try to explore it. But anyways, people, let me get my patootie out of here. I appreciate my people for showing up and watching the show for me today. Like I said, we're going to be back on Thursday. I got something I want to talk to you guys about. I'm working on this new concept for the show, and I hope you guys going to enjoy it. If anybody got nothing else for me, go ahead. I'm going to get